Good afternoon, teachers. I'm going to scroll down here to our Module 2. Okay, just do a real quick overview. Today, as I said last week, and it's on your syllabus, we're going to be revising our capstone, specifically looking at the problem of practice and our review of literature. And remember, as I mentioned last week, we did not do a formal review of literature in 601 last summer. We did a annotated bibliography. So that has to be synthesized, right? And I sent you a document about that. If it's still not clear, don't hesitate to reach out to me. What I would encourage you to do is to look at the articles that you use in your annotated bibliography and look at their lit review. And that's what you're going to do, which again is where you take the research you did, a minimum of 10 articles, I believe is what the capstone says, and that you synthesize that, right? You're not just talking about one article at a time in a paragraph and then you talk about the other article. You're looking at it as it relates to what your problem of practice are in your research question, and that's guiding. It's informing you about what the problem is and what our current understanding of that problem is, right? Okay, so I want to jump in here and just kind of talk about our agenda. And our agenda for this week is, first, you're going to read the description on the capstone introduction, which is our problem of practice, our lit review. If you click right here, it'll pull that up. Okay, and if let's scroll down here, and it just tells you what are we going to do, okay? First of all, you're going to review the materials from the capstone project rubric, the description that I posted on the first agenda, okay, so you're going to review those materials about the two components that we're looking at right now, right, which are the review of literature and the problem of practice. Okay, you're going to reflect on your work to date on those components, right? So you have already created a rough draft of this and several drafts, but you've done research, or you've done some data collection. Maybe that your perspective, your understanding of that problem has changed, so maybe you need to go in there and revise and edit that. And the same with your lit review. So reflect on your work to date on the component and make changes accordingly. And then in your peer feedback group at the bottom of this agenda, I've got a group for each one. And I'm an old English teacher. I didn't do the math correctly. I had 4 groups, and I think we needed 5 to have 4 in each group. So I have adjusted that. So go to each one of your peer feedback groups, okay, and you're going to kind of quote-unquote exchange your work. And I'll talk about that a little bit in a second. And what you're going to do is one individual in your group will read your work, and that's just and that is up to you. Who you want to review is up to you. What I would like for you to do in the forum, though, is I would like for you to state in the comments if you're if you go there and you decide you're going to review someone, they're going to have posted their document on there, and if you decide you're going to review them, then just in the comments say, I'm reviewing this person's document, and that way the other people in your group will know not to review that. You don't have to review the same one. So if I review, let's say that I've reviewed Pat's paper, Pat doesn't have to review my paper. And again, just make sure that you make a comment underneath where they post their Word document that you're reviewing their paper. Okay, so again, I'm here on this bullet. In your peer group, at the bottom of this agenda, you're going to exchange your work. And what you're going to do is, once you have agreed to do that, you're going to mark up that document, Okay, you're going to use the track changes feature and the comment tool to give them very specific feedback about how to improve their paper, right? Okay, and then feedback should focus on the following guidelines. Okay, the first one, okay, does the work address the requirements of this component as outlined in the capstone descriptive document that's under Moodle, our first agenda? What edits or additions are needed? What standards from the capstone rubric are addressed? And then the person, then you're going to upload your feedback back there, and then the person who has received that feedback is going to reflect on the peer feedback and make changes accordingly. Of course, you're going to want to save that file, and then you're going to post it as a response to the person who gave you feedback's post. Okay, finally, the revisiting and revising exchanges are going to take place only in there. You don't need to submit it anywhere else. And per our syllabus, here is the scoring for that section of today's or this week's agenda. Agenda was hidden behind the controls there. Okay, so next item. It's number 3. You're going to create a Word document with your capstone introduction. You're going to post that document on your peer feedback group at the bottom of this agenda. I'm going to want you to do that by Saturday, as early as possible, so that your peer reviewer can start to provide feedback. The peer review feedback should be provided no later than midnight on Monday. Again, as I said earlier, you're going to claim someone's document and you're going to provide their feedback on the instructions that I just went over. Also, I want you to read Chapter 1 in the Ayers book, Between Heaven and Earth, and for Reflection 1, I want you to write a 1 to 2 page response to the prompt, what is teaching for? Being sure to note the requirements posted in the syllabus for reflections. I want you to submit that by midnight on Monday, which is actually, do I have the wrong date here? Let me go back and look. 6/17. I'll correct that. By midnight on Monday, 6/17. Okay, then I just have some additional notes here. Okay, as far as when you get feedback from your peer, I encourage you to go ahead and make those right while they're fresh and you're thinking about it, and not to get behind. Okay, you need to get your work reviewed, and you need to review someone else's work, but you don't have to review the same person, as I said before. And then if you're having any issues, as always, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And again, you see down here at the bottom of the agenda where you're going to post your Ayers reflection in each of the group's forums. Okay. All right, that's all I got for you. Have a good week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.